Every time I go to talk, I hear the squeak of that chair. Can't cheat on one with the other. So now we are in an open relationship. A quench of thirst, does that even make sense? Like a drink for your skin. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is my second video. I didn't think I'd be filming this as quick, but there was such a good reaction to my first video, and I have to say I really enjoyed filming it and editing it, and it took me a while. I was a little bit rusty. I had to kind of Google how to do some things, but we're getting there. And today I decided to do kind of a very unplanned favorites video, because I was watching a couple of different YouTube videos last night and I love watching other people's favorites, so that's what I said I'm going to do today. So I've picked out a couple of pieces. Most of them are beauty, some kind of self-care, just that kind of thing. I think I've one like fashion accessory and that's it. I do want to do a fashion video of my favorite kind of key pieces for your wardrobe, so I'm going to keep those for that, but for now let's get cracking with the video. First up is a beauty favourite, and this is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. So I'm a big fan of NARS foundations. I will do a little bit more kind of in-depth chats about foundations coming up on my channel, but for now I had to mention this. It's what I'm wearing right now. I was never a matte foundation kind of person. I always felt like I needed something with a bit of glow and a bit of dewiness. But this is absolutely wonderful on the skin. So it doesn't leave you dry or cakey looking. I would say it's more of like a velvet finish. I have it on now. Obviously I've got lights on and stuff today as well, but I just find this leaves the most beautiful finish to the skin and I'm loving it. I wear shade Stromboli, which is medium 3. I wear that when I'm wearing tan, and which I have on now. But I have to say I was really surprised by this. When it came as a PR product, I was like, oh, I don't know. When I heard soft matte, I wasn't a huge fan, but honestly, if you're into that kind of velvet finish, and you can still see I have a nice kind of glow to my face. I have highlighter on to give that little bit of glow, but I must say this is hands down what I've been reaching for every day when it comes to my foundation. So that is definitely a favourite of mine since I discovered it a couple of weeks ago. Another makeup favourite of mine, and one I'm wearing right now, is from a beautiful Irish brand. This is Pippa O'Connor's brand, Up Cosmetics. She recently launched this line, and I have to say she brought out this nude shade of lipstick. It's called Perfect Nude, and that is just what it is. This is it here. I adore this. So it's what I have on right now. It just gives the most beautiful kind of colour to the lips without being too strong, but it's the texture I love. It kind of has a sheen to it, but it's not sticky, it's not glossy, it's beautiful. And it is exactly what it says on the lipstick, which is the perfect nude. I'm super happy to support another Irish brand, and I just think they're doing amazing. So this is definitely a staple in my makeup bag at the moment, so much so that I actually bought a second one in case that they run out, because you know when you find something that you love, if I love something particularly makeup wise, I always buy a few because I have that panic that they're not going to be available. And that's one of them. So I will leave links to everything below, but this, if you're looking for a perfect nude, this is your one. Now next up is mascaras, and if you're following me a long time, you'll know that I am a huge lover of YSL the Shock Mascara. I always have it to hand. I just find it really, really good. I find I go back to it a lot. It is expensive, and I find it doesn't last super long, as in the tube. It does last on your eyes. It doesn't last super long in the tube. However, it is amazing. But recently I worked on the campaign for the Benefit They're Real Magnetic Lashes. So the new mascara, now this is not part of the collaboration at all, but I have to say I'm really enjoying this mascara. Like I said, it's very hard to peel me away from the YSL the Shock, so I had to test this out before I agreed to work with them, and I have to say it's absolutely incredible. But what I've been doing lately is mixing the two, because I kind of feel like I love them both and I can't cheat on one with the other. So now we are in an open relationship, these two mascaras. So what I've done is I apply the magnetic one first, and what that does is it basically, there's actually a reel on my Instagram, which I'll link below, but it basically gives your lashes length and it gives them lift, but it doesn't add like chunkiness or bulkiness to them. Like, they don't look clumpy. So I go in with this first, and then I like to kind of almost give it an extra oomph with this. Some people have said that this can smudge. I know I've read a few reviews of people saying that it smudged on their eyes. Now, I didn't find that with this. However, I do love layering the two, so maybe this is sealing it, and I don't know. But for me, these two together, like, I always loved this. This is a newbie. We are now in a relationship, and it's amazing. That's what I have on now. I have no lashes or anything on, and I just love these, and it's going to be hard for me to pick, so I feel like I'm just going to have the two on hand all the time. This is an old favourite, new favourite. Together, combined, they are incredible. Now, 2 more makeup favourites, and both of these are from one of my favourite makeup brands, and that is Charlotte Tilbury. I am a huge fan of Charlotte Tilbury. I must have every product in the range, and there's very few I don't love, but one of them that I recently repurchased is the Airbrush bronzer. It's a huge bronzer here. I wear shade 2 medium. That's what I have on today as my bronzer, and I also love using this as an eyeshadow as well. It's a gorgeous brown, really warm. It doesn't have any shimmer to it, so it just goes on really naturally, and I have to say I love it. It's also great because there goes my phone. It's also great because I love the mirror. If you're doing your makeup away from a large mirror, this is really handy. And then the other thing that I have on again today as well, and I'm loving, is their brown liner. I think it's called, let me see, the Feline Flick, but it's a brown liner. So for me, I love an eyeliner flick, but sometimes black can be a little bit too heavy for during the day, or you just want something that little bit softer, and kind of, I find because I'm blonde and if I wear too much heavy eye makeup, it kind of closes in my eyes and my eyes look smaller. And with this, I feel like it opens them up. So it is a felt tip pen, and it is, like I said, in a gorgeous brown shade. This is called Super Brown, and I have tried a few different brown liners. I find this one lasts me longer than any. I did have one that I loved when it went on. I can't remember the name of the brand. It was a brand I'd never used before, but I found as the day went on, it started to crumble, which drives me insane. So this one is incredible. I have it on right now. I am going to do this makeup look in maybe my next YouTube video, just to kind of chatty doing my makeup with you guys, because I was on my stories today. I'm laughing because Remy got a new chair for her birthday, and every time you sit on it, it squeaks, and that's all I can hear. So apologies if you can hear that in the background. It is her birthday tomorrow. Well, it'll probably be, her birthday will have happened by the time you see this. She's going to be 2, and she's just wild. So if you hear noises in the background, it's generally her. But yes, absolute favourite of mine. I will film this full look so you can see how I did it, but just for now I will leave a link to these products below if you're looking for something similar, because it's incredible. Now moving on to skincare, I'm going to just touch on one product for now. I am going to do a dedicated skincare video and more of a skin journey video, because if you're following me a long time, you'll know that I have suffered with adult acne for a very long time, on and off. My skin is really good at the moment. I don't want to jinx it. I always find once I say it's good, I get a huge flare up, but at the moment it's really good. And I wanted to touch on a product, not that hasn't, I'm not claiming that this has helped my skin to get rid of acne, but I'm just finding I really enjoy this product. It's by Peter Thomas Roth, and it was actually my neighbour that recommended this to me. It's called the Water Drench Hyaluronic Cloud Cream, and I don't really know how to describe it other than it's like a drink for your skin. So you can see I'm kind of almost gone. So as you can see, I still have a little bit left. I've been using this for months now, and it's incredible. So it feels like, I'm going to just use a tiny bit on my hand. It really does feel more like a gel moisturizer, but it is absolutely beautiful on the skin. It is so good under makeup. I find I use this every day with an SPF underneath my foundation, and it just gives the skin the most beautiful texture. So it's called, as I said, Water Drench Hyaluronic Cloud Cream Hydrating Moisturizer. It has 30% hyaluronic acid complex, hydration for 72 hours for all skin types. So when my skin was bad, I still use this when my acne was quite bad, and it didn't irritate it. It was absolutely perfect. It didn't add any grease or anything to my skin. But now that my skin has gone back to normal and I do get slightly dry patches, this is also like a quench of thirst. A quench of thirst? A quench of thirst? Does that even make sense? Does that even make sense? It's like a drink of water for the skin. So yeah, it's not cheap, but it really does last. Like, I've been using this for weeks and weeks and weeks, and there's still a good bit left. You only need a really small bit, and it spreads across the face really nicely. But if you're looking for a kind of an all-round good moisturizing foundation that doesn't leave any grease under the skin and just basically is a drink for your skin, then I would highly recommend this guy. Next up, I want to talk a little bit about hair care. So I recently was very lucky to collaborate with Colour Wow and Look Fantastic to launch my own beauty box, and I can't tell you how happy I am about that. It was such a long time coming. This was in the pipeline for a very, very long time, and I've been a huge fan of Colour Wow for absolutely ages, and the one product that got me into Colour Wow, and the first product I tried from the brand, was the Colour Wow Dream Filter. Now this is obviously the smaller bottle that comes in the box that I have with Colour Wow and Look Fantastic. I have the larger bottle as well, but this is the most incredible treatment for your hair. So basically what it does is it lifts out any of the minerals and all the bad stuff that kind of dull your hair. So if you find you're blonde, or even if you are darker as well, but you find your colour is going mucky or off colour, or just not as vibrant as you're used to it being, it could be that there's a lot of minerals and kind of hardness in the water, which I find here, the water where we live is super hard and it just keeps dulling my colour. So this is an amazing treatment that strips that out of the hair. So what you do is you apply this to dry hair. So I will spritz this all over my hair, particularly paying attention to anywhere that I feel really needs it. Generally the more blonde bits, which are my very front pieces that are bleached. I will spray this all over, and I generally leave it in for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I just get in the shower as normal, and I will shampoo and condition my hair with the Colour Wow Colour Security shampoo and conditioner, which is also in the beauty box. I actually don't even know if they're still available. If they are, I will leave them below. I know they were limited edition, so I haven't, I need to check before I put this video up to see if they are still available. But the Dream Filter is absolutely wonderful. I had this as my, I keep dropping stuff, I'm so sorry. I had this as one of my top products for, I think it was 2019, and I have to say it still is absolutely incredible. The before and afters of these is amazing, and I know some of you guys had ordered the box and have used it and have been sending me some feedback and are loving it as well. This is another product that comes in the beauty box, and it is their Raise the Root Thicken and Lift Spray. Now what I love about this is I've just found a new way to use this. So I love this. I obviously spray it into wet hair. You spray it into your root and then you blow dry as normal, and it does give your hair a lot of lift. I have the thinnest and flattest hair you will ever come across. It just like, it's just dead to my head. And this gives it that little bit of boost. But what I love about it is you can use this on dry hair. So what if you saw my recent IGTV, it was a live that I did with Chris Appleton. Pinch me moment, by the way. I was so nervous. If you don't know who Chris Appleton is, I suggest you go and Google him. He is incredible, celebrity hairstylist, and he works with Colour Wow as well. He's actually recently just launched his own hair mask with them, so a huge congrats to him. But myself and him did a live last week, and he was explaining how, and he actually showed us how to use this spray in dry hair. So he did it on his assistant, and what he did was he sprayed it into the very front part of the hair, which is generally where most people will kind of tend to go a little bit flat. And if you need to kind of revive your hair, you spritz it in. I'm not going to do it now because I don't have any hair dryer plugged in, but you spritz it in here and then you blow dry your hair back, giving it that lift. You blow dry it into your dry hair, and honestly the difference in his assistant's hair, the front of it was just so full and full of life and full of body and volume again. It looked like she'd just had a full blow dry done. So I'm loving that for second day hair. I find it just gives my hair that little bit of lift. I'm the type of person that when I've slept, I wake up and my hair is just flat. I don't kind of get wild hair. My hair needs body and it needs volume. So this is also in the Colour Wow box, but this is an incredible product that I'm finding a kind of new love for because I found a new way to use it. Now I'm going to throw in one fashion accessory that I have been loving and I've been wearing all the time. It is a new brand that I discovered on Instagram. I think you pronounce it Vehla, V-E-H-L-A. They have Instagram ads everywhere at the moment, and I'm telling you, it paid off because I fell for it. I loved their images. I picked these up on their website. They have a kind of an orange lens to them, and they're the tortoise shell ones, and I think they're called the Dixies. They're going to look a bit strange now because of my ring lights on, but I just adore these sunglasses. They're not super dark, so I find even on days that aren't really that sunny and they might be a bit dull, you can still wear these, and it almost gives life that kind of glow that we're missing at the moment. It's kind of like the rose tinted glasses. It just makes everything look warm and nice and kind of more sunshine vibes, so I'm all here for it. If it's a dull day, I'm gonna whack these on and pretend it's not. So they are a new piece to my collection that I am absolutely loving. One thing I will say is I was charged some customs on these to ship them to Ireland. I think it was about €20 as far as I'm aware, but a friend of mine did order them as well and she didn't get charged customs, so just bear that in mind. There may be custom charges. I'm not sure how it's working and how they decide who does and doesn't pay, but I'm definitely glad I got them, and I'm glad I paid the customs as well because I love them. So I will leave a link to those below. They have amazing sunglasses, really kind of quirky fashion sunglasses, but really glad I discovered that brand. Lastly, I'm going to talk about two things that I've been really enjoying to help me switch off and enjoy a little bit of self-care in the evenings. One of which is right here. It is my Neon diffuser. So this is the oil diffuser from Neom, and I have to say I am so glad I got this. I actually got a voucher for my birthday from my family and I picked this up as a little treat. It's not cheap, but I have had cheaper versions of these and they just don't work the same. This is a beautiful, I unplugged it just for this video, but there's a gorgeous light on it that kind of gives the glow of a candle, and then you can set it your mist for 1 hour, 2 hour or 3 hours. And I sometimes bring it downstairs. I have a beautiful oil, I think it's like a mandarin scent, and it's beautiful. So sometimes I'll pop that on downstairs around the house and it just makes the house smell so fresh. And then I will use a lavender or a chamomile or something like that in the evening times in the bedroom. Generally I'll put it on like an hour before we go to bed, and the room smells so beautiful. It has this lovely, you can kind of hear the trickle of the water as well, which when it's really quiet, my house is very rarely that quiet, but when it is and the kids are asleep you can hear it, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's such a luxury product. I feel like it's an amazing gift even for Mother's Day coming up. I think this would be a beautiful gift. We actually did get my mum this for her birthday. She saw mine and really liked it, so myself and my sister picked it up for her birthday, and she already has it by the way, and she loves it as well. But I just feel like that is a beautiful kind of gift to either get for yourself or for somebody else, and I'm so glad I did get it because I am getting so much use out of it. I mentioned the candle that was sitting here as well. This is also from Neom. I have 2 of these. I have one downstairs and one upstairs. This is the Make You Happy scent, and honestly, just smelling that makes me so happy. It's beautiful. It's like the 3-wick one, but they do the most incredible candles and diffusers and oils and stuff as well, so a huge fan of the brand. And lastly is an eye mask, and I've only recently become a fan of putting these on at night time. So I'm such a devil for getting into bed and then going on my phone and I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling until my eyes kind of just fade off and my phone falls out of my hand, and it's just not a good way to go to sleep. So what I found is by having one of these, I have to put it over my eyes so I can't be scrolling on my phone. So I'll kind of allow myself a minute or two to like whatever I need to do online, and well, I don't need to do anything, but whatever I want to check online, most likely ordering something from Zara or whatever. But I find I pop this on and that's me gone. Now I do wake during the night because Remy still wakes, and she will wake us up, so I will go into her. But when I come back in, I find when I put this on my face, on my eyes, I just instantly go back asleep. And I was never someone who needed like darkness to go to sleep, but I don't know why, this has just been working really well for me. So little eye mask, again a little self-care thing, but I've just found lately this is really helping me to get a lot more rest and a lot more downtime when I do go to bed. That's it guys, that is my favorites video. Obviously I will update you if I introduce any new favorites into my life, but I feel like favorites to me and favorite videos are always those kind of key pieces that you'd recommend to your best friend or your family members, and they are just pieces that I've been reaching for. So I will leave links to everything down below. Please let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see from me. I have had some recommendations on my Instagram as well on what videos you'd like to see, so I'm going to try and get a video up every week. Lots more fashion videos, lots more beauty, skincare, makeup, all of that is coming, and a lot of people have requested a vlog, even though I said my previous video we don't do much and it's usually just manic with kids. But if that's something that you'd like to see and the mundane kind of day-to-day stuff, I know I enjoy watching those kind of videos as well. Like I love watching people just putting away their clothes and doing the dishes and stuff, I know, but it just helps me switch off. So if that is something you'd like to see, can't promise you I'd do the dishes because my husband is better at that than I am. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one.